I knew at 8 years old, I met love. I knew what love was. I knew what it felt. I knew the way it approached me. I knew the way it relentlessly pursued me. And if anything challenged that, like love itself, like how love was meant to be, I cut them off. Like that's my boundaries as a child. And I had serious consequences in that, as far as having to survive the trauma and things that I faced as a child. So I've been dealing with boundaries for a long time, but my mind switched very, very quickly as a child innately, because I knew love. Whoa. Without a shadow of a doubt.
Or thanks to anybody who was a trailblazer in their own way and just a rebel. And the word rebel is basically just listening to yourself.
Love. You're listening to love, like in that. Yeah, right? You're just listening to love in that rebellion. Mm-hmm.
And if that is rebellion, then I want to be the most fucking rebellious person ever.
I'll lead.
Yes, exactly.
Hi, everybody. I'm Marlene. I'm 40.
Hi, I'm Lili. I'm in my early 20s. And today we're going to talk about boundaries and guilt detox.
Yeah, we're just kind of unpacking how to set boundaries after religion, specifically, how to deal with guilt and find freedom without fear.
Yep. I'm ready. I have a lot to say. And this is like an ongoing thing that I feel like you never stop learning and you never stop growing and having boundaries and knowing how to listen to your body and then act from that place and say no and also say yes whenever your body says yes too, because that's also a boundary as well.
Yeah, it's a sensory. It's like nature's way of ensuring our boundaries, I think, and we've just kind of been trained to ignore that or to think it's bad or evil, specifically in religion. But I think that we kind of start with like why boundaries feel so hard, and I kind of went over this, and there are other podcast, and it's about guilt, kind of. It's called guilt programming from family and friends, and that starts with like social structures. And so, we in religion were taught that I was innately bad, like sinful, evil, and so I needed a savior, and that completely sets the tone of needing one, a savior, and two, boundaries to keep yourself and everyone else safe from you specifically, right? And then it just kind of walks into like societal programming that started with the church and then went into society itself. And we don't have to get into like socioeconomics and that kind of stuff. But I think that's where it starts, specifically for in general, but specifically for me. So like you mentioned, someone told you that if you didn't believe in Jesus, you were going to go to hell and burn for eternity. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's not just a scare tactic. That's wild. But very normal, very normal in the religious span. Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy that those things are normal. And whenever you kind of get out of the bubble and just see like different perspectives, you get to understand how wild and crazy that is to grow up believing that if you don't believe one thing, that the loving God that you believe in and have faith in is going to send you to a place of eternal torture where, you're basically just stuck in torture and hell for eternity. Ever. Yeah, when it's really the opposite, like the love that we come from, which I haven't even experienced. I just know about the love that we come from. One, from the love that I feel inside of myself and the love that I have for the world, but also the stories that I hear, for example, from you and your near-death experience and your miraculous cancer healing. It's like, that's what we come from. That type of energy, that love. It's not forceful or demanding or harsh. It's
love. It's what love, the definition of love, right? Yeah, yes. For sure. And I think that knowing that instinctively makes why boundaries in religion are so important, but it also why we fight so hard against them innately. I think that we innately just so for example, so if you're like raised in a home where there is no way to challenge or think outside of the box, right? You are raised with like one set of thought processes. And then you get out in the world and you're like, oh my gosh, look at this. That's when the conflict starts, because if you think a different way, then your entire life is forfeit, right? That's a biological programming that we as human beings were never meant to challenge. And so when love comes in, when we speak about love and things like that, because they're like, oh, God is love. And you said this again, like there's this one little, yes, love exists, like love exists. And if you want to say God is love, I don't say God is love. I say love is God. Like there is no, like there, I don't believe in a God, but there's only one force in life. That's love. Right. And it's like, that's it. Like that, like you said. And if anything challenges that, like for me, it went from no one can challenge the religious structure of God because there's like rules and things like that. Like you can't do that because that's evil, right? It flipped completely. Now, if you challenge anything outside of love, then I will completely cut you off. Like my biological family, things like that. So like I knew at 8 years old, I met love. I knew what love was. I knew what it felt. I knew the way it approached me. I knew the way it relentlessly pursued me. And if anything challenged that, like love itself, like how love was meant to be, I cut them off. Like that's my boundaries as a child. And I had serious consequences, in that, as far as having to survive the trauma and things that I faced as a child. So I've been dealing with boundaries for a long time, but my mind switched very, very quickly as a child innately because I knew love. Whoa. Without a shadow of a doubt. Right? You know what I'm saying? And so I don't know where that whole tangent came from.
Well, I have some questions now because
okay.
Sorry, when you were talking, I was like, oh my God, I need to ask her this. Yeah. And so first of all, that's really cool because you got to experience love from such a young age and just like, and I think we all do, but it's just that you got an incredible taste of it because you literally died and went to the afterlife. So you felt like the purest form of love. What love feels like without any shadows.
No fear. Yeah. So yes. So there's love and fear. There was no fear. So it was just love.
Exactly.
And everything that came with it. Mm-hmm.
And so since you got that taste of that, then you were able to set boundaries from such a young age because you were like, oh, that's not what I felt earlier. That's not love.
What I know, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm not going to accept that into my space, or I'm going to say no to that, or whatever it may be. And I know your family story. Your family was very harsh and abusive. Yeah. So, and you said there was consequences. What do you mean by that?
What consequences? Like you verbally and physically and other ways, but I was immediately told that I was going to hell if I challenged anything. Like even if I questioned things in like their behavior, like, you know, if they were not loving towards me, for example, the verbal abuse and the physical abuse. So immediately. So if I asked any questions, I was either hit or dragged into a room and slapped and told that I was going to go to hell. And these are just normal things. Like, this isn't just like, oh, well, what about this Bible verse? Or like I just couldn't talk about it at all. Like it was, don't ask, questions. You obey without question, like that kind of, it was very, what's it called? There's a word for it, but it's going to come to me a little later on. But anyway, so physically, like I was either slapped. One of my primary caregivers, that was what they did. And so physically hurt, dragged into like a room and I was told to sit down, and they got like really close to my face and told me that I was stupid. I was useless. Like, why didn't I just do what the other kids did. And I was just asking about evolution in school, and we weren't meant to, like, we were not meant to question the whole creation story. That was not allowed. Like, my mother had a school, like an actual school in her garage. Like, she met in to where you were supposed to unlearn evolution and learn the creation story. And you were not meant to question it. Like, you weren't made to actually learn things in school or whatnot. Anything that was outside of what, you know, she specifically said was evil or abhorrent. So those are a few things that came up. But specifically, if I, yeah, like, it's kind of, sorry, I'm kind of in shock thinking about it. If I really, like, because yeah, I couldn't really say anything. Wow.
Yeah,
because
and you're just like
I'm so
re-realizing
sorry.
that.
I am. That's really kind of like
No,
hitting
this
me.
is, yeah, no, this is exactly what it's supposed to do then. It's real.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just asking you this question, and
Wow.
you're having to think about it, and I don't know when the last time you thought about this was, so
No.
it's obviously going to be raw. Yeah. So
Yeah,
what
that's
is your,
wild.
how do you feel about your parents? Was it your mom? Who was it?
Both of them.
But your mom and your dad, they were married.
Yes, my mom and dad were married, and they're still married. Getting divorced means you're going to hell. And so,
It's even that far.
oh yeah,
Wow,
no,
they're
for
like
sure.
really extreme. It's like the extreme of the extreme.
Yeah. So you
Good.
don't get divorced because you go to hell. It's selfish.
So you stay
To
stuck in very unhealthy marriages and dynamics where you're getting abused by your partners just because you don't want
should.
to go to hell. Wow.
Yeah. That's what. Yeah, you have one job. You're meant to find a husband, do what he says, have children, follow the Bible, and die. Like, that's it. Like, you don't. That's, I swear to God. My mother was she was an amazing artist, and she always spoke about going to, like, New York and things like that. But she's like, I had to get married and blah, blah, blah. And the family history, my great grandmother was extremely mean, but I'm sure her
I can imagine.
family lineage, yeah, for sure. And then my grandmother married a man. My mother had three of them in their family. She, at the time when you do not get divorced, my grandmother was like, I'm getting divorced. And so she was the one that she was kind of a trailblazer, specifically for, me, since I am the generational curse breaker of the family. And she went on to, for a while, excuse me, like, she was a single mom when you are not meant to be a single mom. Her mother, my great grandmother, harassed her, like, over and over again. Like, you are not meant to not have a husband. You are meant to be at home, do not question, like, that kind of stuff. And she eventually got remarried to a terrible person, and that probably compounded my own mother's abuse and trauma. But yeah, you did not do that. Like, you are made, and anything outside of that causes shame, and you bring shame upon the family. Like, you bring, that along with the whole, you're going against God. You're being disobedient. Disobedient was always a word that triggered. Like, it was always like, you're disobedient. And that was like, that's your ticket to going to hell. And so anytime you did anything outside of what they wanted you to do, you were disobedient and you were going against God. So why would you do that? Kind of thing.
Okay. Wow. So one thing I would like to talk about the word disobedience, but before that, it's just, as you're talking, it's interesting to see. It's like, from this extreme, we have actually gone pretty far.
I'm telling you what, there again has never been so much evolution, conscious evolution.
Yeah, it's like, wow, from to be at the point, I don't know, your grandma's age, I don't know, 80 years ago. I don't know.
Maybe.
To be, I'm guessing your grandma's age. To be at the point from like 80 years ago to like having shame on your family if you're not a wife and have kids, and the wife maybe, like, for example, your mom was saying like she wanted to go to New York, or what was it? What was it?
Yeah, she wanted to be in New York. She wanted to be an artist. Like she wanted,
Be an
she wanted to live that
artist.
life.
Yeah, like follow your own creativity and your own passions and what lights you up. That's what you're supposed to follow.
Right.
But we get put in like these boxes, and it's just beautiful to see the evolution, as you're saying, that we have done a lot of work, and thanks to them too as well, because it's like your grandma, as you were saying, was a trailblazer and a single mother, and it's like that energy, just step by step after years, it makes such a big difference. And thanks to them, thanks to her, or thanks to anybody who was a trailblazer in their own way and just a rebel. And the word rebel is basically just listening to yourself.
Love. You're listening to love. Like in that, right? You're just listening to love in that rebellion.
And if that is rebellion, then I want to be the most fucking rebellious person ever.
I'll lead.
Yes, exactly.
Thanks so much.
And so the word disobedience, it's coming from a place that takes you away from love and yourself. Oh, yeah. So it's always like you're supposed to obey something outside of you, and that takes you away from the intelligence of your body and your intuition. And it's like, no, what I am obedient to is love and is my body, because my body tells me, I feel it. I feel the yes, I feel the no.
That's love, though.
Yeah, no, exactly. That 100%. Is love.
100%.
It is love, and it just manifests in your body. You just feel the energy. You feel either a bit of contraction or like this expansive feeling. And the expansive feeling is love and excitement and joy. That's love. So that's exactly what you follow. And whenever you are connected to your body, you're able to hear it more clearly. And recently, it's like I have been... And it feels like it's not just like I'm grieving for myself, but it's like I'm grieving for everyone or the collective who has been disconnected from your body. And it's like, wow, we have been disconnected so long, and now I finally feel home in myself and home in my body and home in love. And it's like being able to live life from that place is so beautiful. And so I have a lot of compassion and grief for my old ways of living, and also other people's old ways of being, and like the perspectives, this closed-mindedness about being obedient to something outside of you, when really it's like there's some sort of agenda behind it. It almost feels like there is this want for people to be disconnected from themselves so that we are more easily controlled. Like religion is just one example of like a control tactic.
Yeah. It's just one of the oldest ones.
Yeah, and there are so many, including food, for example, the way that like the chemicals that we put in our body and the chemicals that are in everything.
90% of stuff it's not food.
I heard the other day...
It's literally not food.
In Walmart, it's something like 97% or 98%. I'm not sure. Like high 90s, basically. Yeah. That the food is just chemicals. And they have that small little like fruit and vegetable section. And again, I was thinking, oh my God, it's not funny, but I'm kind of laughing at it because I feel like you have to have humor with these things. Like even the fruits and vegetables, you know what they're fucking covered in is all those chemical pesticides. Like we don't catch a break.
No, this has been in the works forever.
It's like at this point, that's why I want to live in nature. I just want to live in nature most of the week and then have my vacation in the city on the weekends.
Yeah, that's why a lot of the government officials want to threaten at-home gardens or growing things at home, because that you'll know the difference. So being raised on a ranch, like I don't eat meat outside of an actual like butcher, like from a farm, because the minute, this is like way back when I was in college and like 18, this is when I was speaking to my family and I called my mom and was like, what is wrong with this meat? I went to like Walmart or something and I got meat and brought it home and I was like, this is not meat. I don't know what this is. Like, and it was because it like shrank, one, two, and it like, it felt differently. And it like tasting it, I was like, this is not like vegetables from a garden, like a lot of potatoes. You don't even actually have to have butter or salt or pepper. Like they taste that good. Like it's wild. And of course, eggs, like real eggs from, like a farm, like the oranges are orange. They're not yellow. Like people are like, oh,
the yolk.
I was bro, it's no,
it's not yellow.
This is a sad chicken egg. These are sad
chickens. The yolk is supposed to be the color of the lamp behind you. Yeah,
it is. Yeah, it's supposed to be bright orange, and it's you can tell.
But the meat, so like. It's so funny. Someone also told me this the other day that they tasted like real meat for the first time.
Oh,
and it was like they said it tasted more like animal. Like you can taste the animal. And then he said something like it was it was very chewy. Like it was harder to chew. Whereas the meat that is, I don't know, industry raised. How would you say that?
Yeah, you could say industry raised.
All right. Or the meat that is farmed, lab made, whatever. It's like you can eat it very easily, and maybe it's even bigger and thicker, whereas regular meat is like chewy and tastes more like animal. And just you tell me, I don't know what I'm talking about. Tell me what real meat tastes like.
It's so the texture, like the actual texture of it, like the we'll start with hamburger meat.
Okay.
They put so much water in it alone, it bulks it up. So that's why you see so many like packages that are so like they look full, right?
Yeah.
That's just a filler. So almost everything has a filler. That's one of the things in meat that has a filler, and the color is usually dyed.
Really?
Yeah. So the red in it is sometimes dyed. And
so usually would regular meat look brown?
No, it's a different kind of red. So I challenge everyone to go to like a butcher shop, like the one where you walk in, you can smell the meat in the back. Like it's different, right? Like, and like the smell of it smells different. It smells like minerals. Like it literally, I know it sounds weird, but it smells like, you can like smell like, I don't know, it sounds weird. You can smell like the iron in it, and they can smell like almost like the blood tingy in the air. That's, I mean, it's weird as that sounds. You're supposed to smell it. It is like, it's just a different smell, different texture. And yes, the taste it's like more earthy. You just know, like when you put it in your mouth and you're like, oh man, this is what it's supposed to taste like, kind of thing. Like that's why they have to put all this like seasoning on it and also their nonsense that, like all these steakhouses, I'm like, this is a joke.
And what's kind of interesting with meat? Very recently, I guess within the past like 4 months, I've been feeling more of a natural resistance towards eating meat. And maybe
totally normal.
Maybe it's because of the chemicals, or I'm not sure what it is, or just the fact that it's like killing animals. I just feel like this tinge of resistance towards eating it, which I have never felt before. Growing up, I was like, never felt that. I never understood. Exactly. I was like, who are these people who are vegetarians? Like, what the fuck are they doing? Like, how can they live that way? One, are you getting full? Are you eating enough food?
Are you gonna fall over?
But now, it just happened naturally, and I wonder why it is starting to happen where I feel that resistance, because I feel like it's happening with more people too.
Yeah, so for me, I went through that, and I ate a lot of like eggs. Eggs weren't hard for me for some reason. And then I went all the way down to like fish, but I would only eat certain fish. So eggs and fish were really kind of like what I eat now. That's on a regular basis. But for me, I found No, some people stay vegetarians their whole life. That's just how they like they're wired or whatnot. But if I know that they're ethically, like on a farm, if they're ethically and humanely processed, that's easier for me. But again, I don't eat a lot of steak, not a lot of hamburger, not a lot of that. And if I eat chicken, it's rare. Like it's just because I'm out or something like that. But no, I totally get that because I was raised on a ranch, but I'm not a ranch person. Like I love the wilderness. I love the animals. I'm more of a sanctuary person than I am ranch life person. So I'll have a farm. I'm going to have one day where I have space for animals. It's going to be a sanctuary. It's going to be beautiful, but I'll never process animals. That's just not something I can do. It's just not. Fish though, I'll eat the stuffing out of fish. I am a fish person. That's good stuff.
I went to a fish restaurant. I went to a fish. Sorry, the pescatarians. But I went to a fish restaurant last night, and I saw like they have the lobsters in this aquarium.
Oh,
yeah.
I can't do it.
I know.
No, I can't do it.
I feel so bad for you guys. It's just like you know, this perspective. I've also heard this perspective growing up in Christianity. Because for some reason I feel like it's like if you're a vegetarian, that's bad. Like you should be eating meat because we're like we govern the animals, and it's more of like this overbearing energy with animals instead of like a co-creation, equal relationship with animals.
I got something to say about that. That's for sure.
Yeah, and like what was I saying? Hold on. The lobsters and the thing. Oh yeah. So I've heard the perspective that the animals, like, they don't have emotions, they can't feel. Yes, I know. And
wild.
I know. And it's like, even if, let's say, I don't think that's true, but let's say it is true. Do you still want to put animals, take them out of their natural habitat where you know that they are thriving? Even if they have no emotions, but they're thriving physically? No. Yeah, so it's just like, that just hurts my heart. Like, things kind of hurt my heart more because my heart is more open. It's like, whenever you go through
you
pain,
feel their feelings. Yeah.
See?
Right?
They do have feelings.
You feel their feelings.
Them.
Weirdos. Like, what the heck? What do you think? Sorry to interrupt you, but like, you're speaking truth. I can't help but like affirm you.
What were you going to say earlier?
Oh, I love when people do this. They're like, we have dominion over them. No, you have domain. You have domain. There is a difference.
What is
dominating
what is
something? So people think in their thought process, like when this was written, you had people who had like kingdoms, and they went over and they destroyed this kingdom and took it over. Like that is, they dominated. There was a dominating kind of situation. So you went over, you dominated them. Okay. It was like war, rape, pillage. Like you just took things because you had to. Now, when they speak about the earth, like you have dominion over the earth, they stop at that dom part. Like you dominate. No, dominion means not to dominate, not to rule over with an iron fist. It's not to control, to rape and pillage what was given to us to survive, PS. It's to care for. You have dominion over this land and everything about it. It's to tend to it. It was a shepherding way of speaking. Mm-hmm. So a shepherd tends to a flock. A farmer tends to the field. Like that's what they do. You have dominion over this to allow it to thrive and thrive with it. So it was never. One of my sisters says this all the time. And she's the one that, like, if you ever like went against her, this is one of the things, like if you went against her, you're a stupid one. And 2, you got hit. And 3, like they made you feel like you were again going against God. But she was always like, no, we, like on the farm, she was like, oh, these stupid animals, blah, blah, blah. She'd like kick kittens and like, she didn't care if like things, died and things like that. And I was always the very soft, I'd take all the stray dogs in and I'd feed them in the backyard without mom knowing. Are you get to fuck? Yeah. What the heck? And she's like, no, we have dominion over them. They have like, they're our property. And I was like, I'm fairly certain this dog can rip your throat out. So like, I'm not exactly sure who'd win in a fight, but I don't think that you have dominion over this. So anyway, there's a huge confusion when people, like, the actual word does not mean dominate. It means to care for. So these MFers that are running around, like, one, hurting animals in the name of dominion is like, you are literally going against everything love put us here to do. So,
and it's completely just switching to a space to the energy of serving. It's like, that's what we're here to do. We are on this earth, this beautiful planet, to protect and serve and give and receive as well. It's like this beautiful giving and receiving relationship, like the masculine and the feminine. It's like, that's what we are with the earth as well, and with animals and creation, you know, if you want to, like, so. And also I feel like, for example, with the dominion thing, and for people to like understand it more, it's so easy to feel, or I'm not sure if it's easy for everybody, but I think it's getting easier to feel the difference in your body, because it's like having the dominion and control, that's more of like this energy grasping and whereas the energy of taking care of and being grateful and giving and receiving and feeling equal with them, that energy is soft and about serving and feels like love and truth. So basically you can feel it in your body that one feels off, it just feels off, and the other feels like truth. And you can feel that in your body, that expansion and that contraction. So I guess that's even a good practice for the people watching, like, to even just practice feeling the difference in your body with that example that we just brought up.
I completely agree. And if you ever want to challenge yourself in feeling tension, if you're like, oh, I don't feel anything, okay, do breath work. You're gonna feel something. Like that 100%, it will come up. Like, that is why, like the tension in your body that you can feel outside of like your normal state. So even me, who does breath work on a regular basis, I am always surprised. I don't know why, but I'll be in a session and I'm like, where did that come from? Like, what was that kind of thing? And that's just the tension in my body that's been holding for years. And it's almost like layer tension. You've got like the surface tension, and then you've got the tension that is just kind of almost clung to if you think of like a house, right? Like I've got bones in my house, and I've got like everything. And in the middle, I've got like cushions and whatever, but the surface is what you see in the rooms, right? But there's actual tension and emotions that are based in fear connected to those bones, right? To bones of the house. And so just like breathing that out and keeping that flow, keeping the breath work there, kind of allows me to like clean my house, my soul, my body on a regular basis on a deeper level. So if you are like, oh, I don't know any tension or whatever, I challenge you to do breath work, because you'll find something.
Absolutely. And like you were saying in our first episode, like about breath work and how you can just do breath work through activities, through jobs, doing your workouts, or just having a more active lifestyle, even hiking or doing yoga or whatever it may be. And even during meditation, I find my breath changes naturally. Like my body just changes how I breathe. And so it's like moving the energy up my spine and then down, or it's also moving the breath to a specific place in my body where I feel that warmth, and that warmth is the energy that I feel. So I basically only feel it in like my chakras, and I'm feeling it even right now, right here. And then it's like I also notice my hands moving to those places in my body. It's like I find myself doing this thing, and I'm like, whoa, wait, what am I doing right now? But I'm just feeling the warmth there, and then putting my intention, like breathing into it and also putting the energy that's within my hands there. But it's like that happened naturally. I didn't learn that. It was just I saw my body doing it and I was like, what is that doing? What am I doing? And I'm like, oh, that is what it is.
So I have a very good friend. Her name is Louise Tilsley, and she is an amazing Reiki master on YouTube. I'm going to give her a shout out because I love her so much. It's Reiki Dreams 911, and we've known each other since in COVID, right? And the more she knew about my story, the more she kind of kept putting these little Easter eggs of, I think that you do Reiki. I think you know Reiki. I think you've done Reiki. And I was like, okay, cool, whatever. And so now that I'm actually like, I sat down with her and I was like, what is this? So I had her start teaching me what Reiki is and things like that. It is literally just life force energy. The reason I'm saying this is it connects with what you're saying. It's just basically life force energy. And you as a person, I believe, now that I know about it, what you're doing is you're literally self-healing. You're feeling the tension in your body. You're breathing through it. You're moving it out. You're even using your hands to place it. That's what Reiki practitioners do, right? They just learned in a school, is what I'm learning, how to do that. And then we, as wilders, learned how to do that naturally. So there's two schools of thought, like there's two ways of finding it. And this is one of the things that I try to get across to people, because I'm a wilder. I think you're a wilder too. We naturally, I from my near-death experience and you just through like love's pursuit of you, we're so in tune with love, with ourselves. We naturally can heal ourselves or to move things through or to flow way easier than other people have. Not better, not worse. It's just, I found that two thoughts or ways of life, people who've learned things like what you're saying, like you're just naturally like in flow. Some people call that Reiki. You call that flow. You call that healing. You call that love. Same as me. So I love the fact this is coming up in my own life, in my own way, because I'm not the only wilder out there. Like I'm not the only one that love is teaching how to do this. Love is almost like using, in my personal practice, love uses the tension in my body to speak to me, whether I'm making a decision or I need to just sit down and heal, or the exercises, but the activities that I love. So I love to bike, right? That flows things through me. Like I have a connection with nature. That's a way that love shows me through my emotions and my connection with nature. That's what I'm supposed to do. And when I'm in a meditative state, like you were saying, right? Like even if I don't like to say meditative state, I like to say flow.
Presence.
Because your presence. Perfect word for it. I just wanted to, I think in my own way, in my own walk, affirm what you're saying, because she just keeps saying, she's like, you already know how to do this. You already know how to do this. And I was like, yeah, I kind of do.
You kind of do, like, yeah. I actually, what you're saying, I'm like, wait, I've actually experienced this too. This is what it is.
I was like,
you're just you're putting names to it. You're having like these terms that people came up with, and you're just like, oh wait, that describes that perfectly.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I would just like, I think this is one of the cool things that we can learn, is that love doesn't need a guru or a teacher or a preacher or someone to like live your best life. Like it's there if we just tune in.
That's exactly what it is, because it's always about, you just have to go within. You are, everything that you need to know is within you. And it is that energy of love, because love is in everything and makes up everything. You don't need anything outside of you. You don't need a book. You don't need a person. You don't need even this podcast. Honestly, you can do it yourself. But it's like these things are there for you, that your soul places on your path so that you can go inwards and feel it for yourself. So yeah, and also I wanted to touch on that basically what I feel like everybody, you used the term wilder, it's just like describing a person that is connected to their bodies and to themselves. I just think it's presence. It's like everybody can feel this stuff. Everybody, as long as you're tapping into presence, and what presence feels like in my body is like my lower stomach gets kind of heavy or full, and my breath is down there. Instead of my breath being like in my chest more, it's in my lower stomach, and that's what presence feels like. And you just like know the difference between, you feel the subtle energetic difference between being in your head and being like up here spacey and being down here, and I'm like, that's presence, and that's where I like all the downloads and stuff come to me. And breath work helps me really tap into that feeling of being present.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you guys would like to join me, we are going to practice feeling the energy in our body, which will just feel like warmth basically. And so if you just take a deep breath in, hold at the top, and then let it out. Another breath in, hold, and release. And continue breathing naturally and just settle into your body. Now I want you to bring your awareness to any warmth you feel in your body. Just move your consciousness around to the different areas. We can start in our toes. And then we can move to our ankles. And from here, just let your own consciousness lead you up and down your body. And then maybe you'll start to feel in your heart or your solar plexus or your forehead this warmth. And just feel into that warmth. Now maybe you feel the warmth in your body in a certain place. And now I want you to breathe in. And as you breathe in from your stomach, just send that breath to that area. And maybe you'll notice the warmth moves to a different part of your body. And as it moves, you just send your breath to that place as well. So now let's take one big deep breath. Inhale. Hold. And when you're holding at the top, I want you to feel the energy in your forehead and feel it's like pressure. And when you feel that pressure, you can just acknowledge it and then release. And you can start to breathe normally. And just put a smile on your face and feel the gratitude for the energy that is within your body, and it has always been there. The love that you have within you. And as you're feeling grateful, you actually may feel this emotion as warmth in your body as well. And I'm feeling it in my heart space. So just notice where you feel the emotion of gratitude and send your breath there. Now we can come back to our body. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes and just come back to your mind as we close this space with a few deep breaths at your own pace. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes and come back into the space in your room. Okay. Thank you, guys.
Lovely.
I hope
Thank
you enjoyed that.
you.
All right, yeah. I think it was a lovely conversation. We definitely talked about a bunch of different things, not just boundaries and guilt TikToks.
No, for
That's
sure.
exactly what is supposed to happen.
Well, I would love to know from everyone listening, what's the hardest boundary you set? And what was one thing that stood out for you that you resonated with in the video? Because we love to hear from you. I'd love to know more about you and find more wilders out there, or those who are just in their journey. Like, where are you? Who are you? We want to know I want to hear from you. So anyhow, yes, I'm so grateful for everyone. I believe that we're talking about joy and body sovereignty next time as well. So look forward to that. And I would like to thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, Lili, for being here. Thank you for that meditation. That was really helpful.
Amazing. Thank you. We'll see you guys next week.
Yeah. Bye, guys.